Welcome back, everyone. I'm Matt, he's Andy.
Actually, you're Andy and I'm Matt.
Matt and Andy with?
Andy and Matt.
Welcome to Matt and Andy with Andy and Matt.
I'm Andy, he's Matt, and what are we talking about this week?
Today we're actually talking about something that slips people's minds a lot, like it did just yours. And it's their jobs. Jobs in anime or gaming, and how some people don't seem to need to give a fuck about them.
For all of you who do not have a job right now, you might want to come back and listen to this later, when it's not such a touchy subject. We didn't think this through.
I didn't.
No. But we're going to talk about jobs that you would find in anime and video games.
Or non-jobs.
Yeah, or
because
non-jobs.
people like Goku can get away with it.
Does a hand job count?
No.
It's a job.
No.
You get paid for it.
Not always.
I mean, yeah, but you shouldn't do anything you're good at for free.
What?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like doing something you're good at?
I mean, yeah, but I don't want to do it for free.
I'm
all about that dollar bill, y'all.
Anyway, speaking about being about dollar bills.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about all of our stuff first, don't we?
Yeah, it might be a little important.
All right, I don't feel like doing it. You do it.
Okay, so there are various types of protagonists in anime that can get away with not having a job, but we're going to talk about the ones who absolutely need them right now. People like, we'll say, Master Chief. I would say the world needs his job more than he needs it.
I don't know how.
Do you think that's considered it? I would consider that a job.
Well,
he is a military.
He's in the military. He's a master chief.
I feel like he could have risen higher in the ranks if he wanted.
I mean, he could have, but like I think once you get to a certain rank, they take you out of the field, and that's like the exact opposite thing you want to do with like a superhuman tank man. I don't know how useful he'd be fighting COVID-19, but I'm sure he could kill, some like, I don't know, rich white people. They're causing a lot of problems right now, right?
I really think we should steer clear of the social commentary.
This is a social show.
Okay, that's fair. Political commentary.
I don't want to talk about. We'll leave it loose. We'll leave it loosey goosey. Extrapolate your own opinions.
Exactly. As far as opinions go.
So what are we talking? We were talking about a job that would be relevant now, that would be useful in what's going on with us.
Well, no, actually, just the types of various protagonists that need a job to get by.
Everyone?
No.
Well, except
no,
for
not
like
everyone.
college kids. But I mean, the thing. So I was thinking, because so we've been talking about this for like probably the whole week now, and I've been thinking about what you said, and like realistically, every single anime character who is not a high school student needs some form of monetary procurement to like exist.
Do they though?
So like everyone's got a job, whether it's on screen or not. There's some form of income coming in for these specific characters.
What is Ash Ketchum's income?
He beats up other small children's pets and then takes their money. He also, I'm pretty sure.
I missed that episode.
Oh, dude, that's like any episode that he fights a kid, like off screen, you see him kicking the shit out of that kid and stealing whatever coins are in his bag.
How the hell am I supposed to see something off screen?
With your wizard eye?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about it on air. It's kind of like PG-18.
Is that a thing?
Sure.
Okay.
It came out of my mouth, didn't it?
Okay, what about Kenshin? Rurouni Kenshin. Kenshin Himura didn't have a job.
But he did earn money by performing martial arts tasks.
He never earned money. He used the school's money to buy groceries for them when they sent him out to do it.
I don't remember the show.
What do you mean you don't remember the show?
Bro, the last time I watched Rurouni Kenshin, I was like 12.
My point stands, he had no job and was still amazing, like Goku.
I don't know why people supported that man. He was kind of
he was not constantly only saving the earth.
He was also constantly putting it in like jeopardy.
It wasn't.
And he was
not
dumb.
on purpose.
I don't know, kind of.
No.
I don't know, man.
He did not intend any of that to happen.
I mean, my main argument is Tournament of Power, where Goku actually turns out to be the real supervillain because he literally like puts the existence of like multitudes of universes at risk because he's like, hey, super space god that looks like a crushed M&M. I really want to fight the strongest person to exist. And he's like, yeah, all right, cool. If they lose, we're going to kill him. And Goku's just like, all right, I better not lose, I guess. Like, Goku's a supervillain.
No, he's
None
not.
of that had to happen.
No.
He just wanted it to.
Okay, he is not a supervillain.
Evil.
He's not a supervillain. He just wanted to fight really powerful people.
Okay, that's fair. He's just an asshole then.
Okay.
And a deadbeat father.
Those with power seek to use it.
I know,
He's a
but he
Saiyan.
could have been a better
He's-
dad.
He could have been, and everybody could be a better everything.
I mean, that's true. But he like literally like was like, hey, green guy, raise my kid. I'm going to go die and run on a dragon road for a while.
That green guy killed him.
Yeah, well, he kind of deserved it.
No.
Yeah.
He was sacrificing himself.
Yeah, he's a turd. Anyway, I want to talk about the odd like category that we were having the discussion about the other day.
Crime?
No. Well, we could lead into that, but what I'm talking about is like the role of a hero or an adventurer in like in like that style of anime, and if that constitutes as a job. Our producer has some strong worded opinions in the other direction, but I have some good arguing points on that, so I'd like to run through that if I may.
What sort of arguing points? Do you
Okay,
have?
so the first thing I'm going to bring to point is My Hero Academia, because it's just kind of like the easiest thing to bring up at the moment.
One Punch Man?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's basically the same thing, but My Hero Academia is much better.
Okay.
One Punch Man's kind of like that fun spin-off where the dude's like, I'm like an egg-headed nonsense man and I punch holes in the earth. You know, the other one's actually got like some substance.
Okay.
It's like watching a serious kung fu like shonen ninja film and then watching Kung Pao.
Enter the Fist.
Yeah. I need Gopher Chucks. That's the equivalency of what One Punch Man is in my mind to like standard anime.
I
love it though. It's
it.
good. He punched that purple Piccolo to death like in just one punch. That's why they named that the show.
Didn't he use an attack called consecutive regular punches?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so My Hero Academia, for those of you who don't know, is a show where everybody has a quirk, which is basically a superpower that develops. And then obviously people are terrible and people morph in a different way. So you've got villains and you've got heroes. And then there's a need for professional heroes because obviously now that there's super people, there's going to be super villains. So they have hero agencies. They deal with like natural disasters, regular criminals, villains, like catastrophic nonsense. And they like have agencies, so they hire out and they are paid to be heroes. There's like a ranking board and everything. There's a school for it. Like that's now in that universe considered a profession. Which leads into my secondary argument that when you're watching like those typical like adventure animes like Goblin Slayer, I wouldn't consider like Log Horizon or like SAO or any of those like jump into that fantasy video game worlds to count, but like Goblin Slayer, Is It Wrong to Pick Up a Girls in a Dungeon, Fairy Tail, those are all, even I guess you could even say Naruto.
Rave Master?
I don't think Rave Master was as questy. I think like he had a quest to do, and then he just ended up doing random shit throughout it.
That sounds right.
I don't remember it that well.
Sounds right.
But so like that's like your classic adventurer, guild member, yada yada yada. Normally you wouldn't say adventurer is like a job title, but in a world where you're like literally adventuring, completing quests, defeating monsters, and like being paid to do so, does that not constitute a profession?
I would think that it would constitute like being self-employed.
Yeah, like a
sense,
freelancer.
Yeah.
But it's still a job. You don't call a girl who has an OnlyFans jobless.
You might.
I mean, it depends on how popular she is.
Okay, some people would say unemployed and others would say self-employed.
So yeah, but that's still being employed. That's a job.
It depends on your perspective.
What about a fluffer on a set?
I have no idea.
Think about
I would assume that is
That's
considered a job.
Yeah. So I feel like if you get paid for a service, you're doing a job.
Okay. Now, there are other characters who don't need jobs. People like Yusuke Urameshi.
Yeah. I think it's mostly high school kids we kind of like figured out after listing 10 of
Yeah,
them.
because a lot of... But that's an excellent
He also
reason.
died.
He died twice.
He's dead. He's a ghost.
No, he was only a ghost for a little while.
Ghost boy.
But
It's Danny Phantom.
Any kind of school age person might be exempt from the needing a job thing because they're in school.
Right.
And that's the whole My Hero Academia thing. The protagonist was in school. He didn't have a job.
Right. And I think like too, so like a couple other examples. So for like instance, Naruto.
That I actually mistook that as being a non-job existence, but I guess that
you didn't
I was
understand the inner
corrected.
working
Yeah,
of it.
the whole mission.
Yeah, because you were just like, oh, they're ninjas, but you didn't understand like that, like the villages are basically like small military outfits that like train ninjas to hire out to complete services for other nations.
But with the long arcs of the show about the emotional this or the struggle of that, it's real easy to get lost in. They're just on a mission.
Mercenaries have feelings, Matt.
Not always.
I mean, yeah.
No.
You can't be a human being without feelings.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure if you punch a guy in the face and he's a mercenary, he'll still go, ow. He'll feel a way about that.
If I punch them in the face?
Yeah, man, but you got like a big...
I don't know about
What if you got like a big wrecking ball arm? Because you're in an anime.
Nah, my strength score is probably like a 4.
Bro, no, you would be like the guy who could like sling his arms out like crazy weird, like Stretch Armstrong, but like cornstarch. You'd be covered in white powder all the time. Not cocaine.
I would hope not.
No, cornstarch.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll always be dry, though.
Okay, what kind of job would you want? You mentioned that hero.
It depends on what kind of world I'm in, man. Like, I don't have like a general overall, like, this is the best thing, but like, I don't know. Throw some spots at me, I'll tell you.
Okay, so I've actually asked the rest of our crew here at Hibyrd Productions, and we've got, so far, it looks like we've got one Gundam pilot.
Which is dank.
Possibly one Gundam mechanic or blacksmith. He's not sure. But he also
said /pilot.
He did say /pilot, so I mean, I can't imagine you'd only work on them and never pilot one.
Right. Like Sid.
So
no, Sid piloted his ships and he worked on them.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you meant the fact that he never went to... Well, he did get to go to space, but...
Kinda.
Anyway. Jobs.
Yeah. Hand jobs.
No, not hand jobs. Stop.
What, money jobs?
Yes.
You can get money from a blowjob. Depends on how good you do it.
We're not talking about those kinds of anime or games right now.
Okay.
We might do a special episode for
next
that.
episode.
No,
What's your favorite hentai game?
No.
Who played Love Hina on Newgrounds?
Everyone. Yeah. Everyone did.
Yeah, we all have a weird attraction to goth girls because of Newgrounds.
I don't think that Love Hina was goth girls.
No, there's some other stuff on there that you know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, we're going back to jobs again.
Yeah, so throw a world at me and I'll hit you with a job. Let's do like 3.
Okay.
Don't make this a big deal.
We'll start with something spacey and out there. All How about, you said you didn't see Outlaw Star before. No. How about Cowboy Bebop?
I'd be a bounty hunter, no doubt.
You'd be a bounty hunter?
Well,
you'd be a space bounty hunter like that? You think?
Oh, for sure.
I feel like I would die pretty quick.
Oh, 1,000,000%. You know why? Because I wouldn't care if I died. Because I want you. You know this about me. I want to go to space, like, but to the capacity of like Cowboy Bebop or like any other futuristic space thing, like Star Wars, interstellar space travel. I'll never see it in my lifetime, ever. It breaks my heart. It's what I want more than anything. If I just get to like fly a ship out into space in a galaxy I've never been in before and I get blown up immediately, I will die satisfied.
Okay.
I will reach climax before that proton torpedo hits me.
Okay. Why does it have to be a proton torpedo?
I don't know. What
there are probably a billion things out in space that could destroy you.
That's what I want.
And you're blown up by a proton torpedo.
It's my narrative. Why you gotta be a jerk?
Why were you pissing off an X-Wing?
Let me die the way I want.
Okay.
Dick.
You were shot down. Okay,
so I am a bounty hunter who dies during climax in the first world. Throw me number 2.
Goblin Slayer.
I definitely would be an adventurer, but I really don't know what I would be. Like, I have a mixed opinion in that capacity. I feel like maybe I would be some kind of like, I think I'd be a healer, but I'd be like that odd healer who also smacks around a lot of shit.
Okay. What about Pokemon?
Ooh, I mean, Matt, okay? Can I say two things?
Pick one.
No, I gotta say two.
I want one.
Because I've thought about this before.
Oh, why? Why? Really?
Yeah, for sure. So
I haven't.
I would start.
I'll be honest.
I was super big into Pokemon. I have a Squirtle that goes everywhere with me.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Would you want to be a breeder?
Yeah, but that's the second part of the
Okay.
whole thing. So the first part, to learn about Pokemon and do like my Pokemon journey and bond with my like forever boys, I would be a Pokemon trainer to probably to like my mid 20s. The whole time.
I don't know if that really counts as being a like you could be both. Like Brock was both.
Brock was a Pokemon trainer, a gym leader, and a breeder.
Well, he wasn't all three at the same time.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So I would start off as a Pokemon trainer, do my like little Pokemon journey, get some rare Pokemon, find out a bunch about like different foods and breeding techniques and like how to make shinies and yada yada, and then be like, bam! I just bought a lot of land with all of this money that I stole from the bug kids after I punched them in the face. Because their Caterpies were shit.
Oh my
and now I can buy my own like nursery and be like this world-renowned Pokemon breeder.
I think I would want to be a gym leader.
I would just breed you specialty Pokemans for your gym
That
trainers.
would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I would love that.
See, you were about to take a poop shoot on my dreams.
Okay, what about let's take let's take another.
Wait. No, we got to do you now.
Oh no, I want to hear one more.
All right, fine. We'll do 4.
Evangelion.
I didn't watch it enough to tell you. You want to pick another one? I'll give you a 4th one, but it's got to be something I know.
Would you pilot a Gundam in a world that had them?
I mean, how could if like. It's the hardest question to answer because we live in the most bland, saltine timeline possible.
Would it have to be one of those things where you were a chosen one? Like in Evangelion, only a few people could pilot them. Would it have to be something like that?
I would want it to be like military service wise, like you could just get trained to be like, but you have to like be a certain good at the skills required of you to be a Gundam pilot.
Okay.
And they also would have to allow space weed because I don't know how to get by without this ish.
Word.
That sounds like a crippling weakness.
Word.
I think it's my strongest strength. Hey, producer Kevin, do you want to come grab this, please?
Sure, but do you guys mind if I hit you with one real quick?
I would love to hear yours. That
Please
would be
do,
great.
Papa.
Okay, so I don't know if you mentioned it already or not, but Psychopaths.
Oh my God, Psychopaths would be. I would be. You know what? I'm quite terrified of in a lot of situations. I feel like I would panic, and that would give me a total edge with that weapon. That would sense how dangerous the threat was to me, specifically.
I've never seen Psychopaths.
I feel like that. Do you think that would work out for me?
I think that would work out for you pretty well because you tend to like freak out real quick.
Like, if I'm overreacting, that means I'm getting a much bigger gun.
For sure, which is super cool. I think that would actually work out really well for you, now that I come to think about it.
Awesome. Do you think Kevin,
What's up?
what about you? Do you have an opinion? You've heard the other ones that I've mentioned to Andy here. How do you think you would fare in Cowboy Bebop? Would you be a good bounty hunter?
No.
A space bounty hunter?
Kevin would be a space sage who just played guitar.
Actually, haven't seen that one.
I feel like he might run a spaceport.
Yeah, he'd be like Kevin's spaceport, and it'd be like this really like cool luau spaceport, and there'd be just like plants, trees, cabana music, and weed everywhere.
I would
Out
go
in
there.
the deep rings of space.
I would go there.
You wouldn't go there. That's the last stop before you go out to the outer rim.
Okay. I feel
So you
like
want to pick a 4th one, or am I going to hit you with 3?
Hit me with 3.
Okay. I'm going to pick Naruto because it's my favorite, so I got to throw it out there.
I would love to be a ninja.
What kind of ninja? If you're going to pick ninja, what's your specialty and what do you do?
What my specialty would probably be something involving defending the village, being close and staying. Like, I wouldn't want to go far
You wouldn't
off
be
on
like
missions.
the ninja. You'd be like the cops, like the Uchiha clan cops, or like be like the ninjas who guard the village, like the B-list like Jonin and Chunin.
I would say the B-list Jonin and Chunin.
Would you want to be like a guard, or would you want to be like a Ruka Sensei and be a teacher?
Ooh, I think I would be a great ninja teacher.
Yo, I have a perfect jutsu in mind for you, like a style, but I want to hear what you want first because you're not gonna like what I have to say, but it's cool.
Okay, so a jutsu. You want me to come up with a jutsu
Yeah, what's
that
your
I would
like?
have
What
on
what,
the
are,
spot?
what do you use? Like, what's your? Do you use fire, lightning? Do you? I mean, if you're gonna be a town guard, you can't have a Kekkei Genkai, and you could probably only really use one like jutsu element. They weren't really like, oh, I could do fire, lightning, water, and shoot turtles out of my feet. You know, that's why they were the guys who stayed in the village and like was like, hey, stop punching that old lady. You know, that's your job.
I would probably want something that related to lightning. I always like the element itself because
Okay.
you could do so much with it. I wouldn't be very conductive or useful in a leaf village.
I mean, you could,
but I
like,
wouldn't have to be
You
in
can
a leaf
recharge
village.
stuff.
I could absolutely recharge stuff.
You can be
There
the
are
guy-
other villages.
You
I could
charge
be-
the Duracell batteries of the Leaf Village.
I could. Yeah, I'm a human battery. That's what I'm used
That'd
for.
be dope, bro.
I could charge the city and bring us into a new utopia
Right?
of awesomeness
you're
and
just, like,
electricity.
you're just plugged in forever.
I would be a victim.
Remember, do
I
you
would be a slave.
Dude, I like how you're like, hey, I'm gonna be this cool ninja, but I'm still gonna be the victim.
Oh my
Do you
god.
remember that movie on Toonami back in the day where the kids were like in the demon city and they were getting run down by these spooky ass demons? They're all wearing masks, and if they get caught, they get turned into a light bulb for the city. And then like the one who wins gets turned into a demon.
No.
Yo, okay. I don't remember like the Japanese name for it, but I know it's called Hide and Seek, and it was like one of the. When I was a kid, it scared the shit out of me, but it was like one of the movies that really got me into like the spookier animes. But we'll talk about that another time because I think there's a whole thing we could do with horror. The jutsu style I had in mind for you was if you were like one of those out and about, like actually like doing the killings and stuff ninjas.
I don't know if I could.
I would think you would like be a slug guy.
A slug?
Like you would
guy?
like summon like slugs would be like your specialty summon, and like you'd have some like weird form of like jutsu where you would shoot out like acidic slime at people.
I feel like that might be kind of gross.
It's gross, but it's cool, kind of like Shino with the bugs.
I did always like the bugs.
Dude,
but
the bugs were cool, but like imagine you shoot like a snot rocket at someone and they melt.
I feel like that would be very gross. I
Like,
don't think that's.
Think fireball jutsu, but just like a big like shot of like acid juice. Yeah, and you just melt them to bone.
Snot rocket jutsu.
Yo, bro, you just shoot like a missile out of your schnoz?
No, I don't. I feel like that wouldn't be me.
I don't know, man. That honestly, like, I can't picture anything else right now. Oh my god, another one.
I think I'd be pretty good with bugs as a bug.
I think
ninja.
you'd be a bug guy for
Think
sure.
So? Okay.
I definitely, I could see you as a bug guy. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna say here My Hero Academia because we've been talking about it. So I'm gonna give you the cool ones.
The cool ones. Okay. Well, I would try to be a hero. I would have to go through that school.
Now, take in mind too, like you haven't really watched My Hero, right? Not
No,
that much. I
no.
gotta get you into it. We're gonna get him into it. He's gonna love it. Don't worry about it. There are heroes who are not like particularly like not useful. I mean, they just have weird ones. Like there's this kid who's like 2 feet tall and he's a pervert. And he has like these great balls on his head that he rips off and they stick to things. And that's his superpower. And then there's like another guy who he's actually gotten a lot more powerful in the second season, but before he was just like, I can charge batteries.
Oh my god, that's what I listed
Yeah,
before.
so you don't necessarily have to have like a superhero quirk because like so many people have them. Not all of them are like superpowers. Kind of like you remember Sky High? What can you do? I melt. That guy, yeah, like the popsicle kid, or I only turn into a guinea pig, or the glowing guy. You know?
Glowing can be useful.
Yeah, so you don't necessarily have to have like I could shoot fire out of my hands, or my ass turns into a shark. You know?
That would be so fucking. Why would you want your ass to turn into a shark?
To eat people.
I don't
No
want
one
my-
will ever believe them.
I don't want anyone to eat my. I don't want my ass.
You don't want
to
your
eat
ass to
anyone.
eat anybody. He doesn't want to eat someone's ass with his. He wants to get his ass ate.
What?
You heard me.
No.
That Fat Life profile is getting updated tonight.
Oh man, that's not.
So
good.
what would your superpower be?
My superpower. We've hit this like two different angles.
I mean,
already.
the ninja stuff. All right, fine. I'll ask you something even more. I'm okay. What about Sengoku Basara?
I have not seen it.
That is like the traditional like Yukimura Sanada, and like you've seen it. The guy, remember Musashi Miyamoto or whatever, the gun samurai has like a horse with ape hangers and like motorcycle
seen it.
pipes. Dang it. Man, I'm trying to think. I don't know a lot of anime you've watched. What kind of devil would you be? What would be your sacred gear?
Really? You need
Yeah.
to bring up the non-job ones?
I mean-
like what kind of existence you would live outside of a job? Would you be a student?
Listen,
would you try to
all
be an
right,
adventurer?
all right, fine, Mr.
'Cause
Mr. Cranky
I would like to
Pants.
speak about crime and how crime would absolutely count as a job. I sometimes consider that if I had a power, as you consistently keep bringing up, that I might be a villain because I am often felt misunderstood.
I mean, what if you were a
and picked
villain?
on even?
What if you
So
were?
what if I was a villain? If
Shit.
I was a super villain?
What if you were, man? What if you like Megamind?
Oh man,
What? He was smart.
yeah, but
And he
wasn't-
also had style.
he wasn't very effective.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But then he made that Carrot Top guy.
But crime does count as a job.
So would you be like a professional thief? Would you like eat babies? Like what's your crime level?
I don't know. I would probably terrorize people and then just pick up what was left.
That's
If I decided to be a supervillain at that point,
That's
I mean, in for a
fantastic.
penny, in for a pound.
Okay, here's one. Fire Force. I know you haven't watched it, but you hear me talk about it all the time. What do you think your firepower would be? And would you be now? Here's the thing too. Would you be a member of the Fire Force, or would you be a member of the regular firefighters? They just fight fires. They can't fight the demons. They don't have any. They're just dudes with water hoses.
I would.
Max is like, I'm gonna be an accountant.
Who wouldn't want to be part of the fire force in a
Right?
world like that? Who wouldn't want a special, awesome power that? I think speed would be really cool.
Speed is like the main character's thing. He has like fire that comes out of his feet, and he can go like so fast that he like just time melts.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, there's another guy. I think I showed you the video the other day. Ogun, the guy beating up the demon with the fire lines all over him. Yeah, he
bands.
boosts his power like higher than like the strongest guy in the whole like thing for just 30 seconds. Or dude, you don't even have to have a superpower because the captain of that squad, he has no powers. He just wears like heavy armor and punches shit.
If it works,
Yeah, there's a guy who shoots guns. He just shoots guns. He just puts fire into his guns and he shoots it at people.
I feel. Does that count as a? I guess if that counts as a job,
It's
I could
all-
fucking sign me up. I'd be great at that.
They're all like part of the fire force. That's
Okay.
their job, but they just have like I can do this fire.
But I mean,
thing.
they get paid.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're like it's like a regular firefighter gets paid.
What is their salary?
I don't know, man. I didn't ask.
I've-
I didn't get the interview, bro. They wouldn't. I can't shoot fire out of my hands or like squat a truck.
You work on it.
Yo, Matt, don't tempt me because I might die trying to squat a truck and it'll be all your fault.
I'm not telling you to squat a truck. I'm telling you
You
to
try
join
to
the fire
shoot
force.
fire out of my hands, yeah.
or feet. Or don't. I'm not going to be picky.
I'm just gonna like struggle every day and finally I'll get a little flame and it'll never happen again.
No, once it happens once, you'll make it
I
work.
burn my whole house down. But now I take over the world.
We
because I
think
can have a
we think it was
flamethrower in my hand.
arson.
I'm like on fire. Yeah, wasn't on purpose.
It was. Look at him.
I can't stop. All right, so I've
Most
got
flaming guy.
one last one for you. This is for your third one.
No, I want to. Before we move on from crime, I want to ask what you think Team Rocket gets paid, because
I feel like
you
they
think
get paid
they'd
a
be
lot.
arrested. There's clearly a police force.
They get paid a lot.
They're clearly they got to get paid a lot, but they're always making stupid decisions with their money.
I mean, well, because like, hear me out. They always have like some hear me out. They always have some stupid thing, right? Like they got the Meowth dirigible or hot air balloon. They've always got like some giant net robot, like some expensive ass bullshit.
A hole digger.
Yeah, a hole digger, but they're just like, I haven't had a sandwich in 6 years. It's because they like are bad at what they do. They're real stupid, but James is like a rich kid. I feel like his parents funnel money and like they don't know what it's for. They just know that they're supporting their baby boy. And then like they just break the expensive shit. And I think they get paid a lot. I just think they're bad with their money.
Okay.
You think they would stop trying to go get another fucking Pikachu?
Maybe get another job. Like they'd be fired. If they worked for me, I'd have fired them a long time ago.
Yeah, like why didn't Giovanni? I feel like Giovanni would have killed them.
They'd have been captured by the police. They'd have been questioned. They'd have been broken.
Officer Jenny was kind of inept. Who was saving the day all the time? The main characters. The cop could not do her job. She could just slide in on her big fucking motorcycle and make a scene. Look, I got a Growlithe and no panties. Yeah! And she would jump in the air. And if you always look in the back, you'll see Brock just staring at her.
Brock was always staring at her.
Oh, yeah, he's a pervert.
even though his eyes were shut.
Yeah, that's how good he was. He didn't have to open his eyes, just like Toph.
Well, that's how he got away with it. And Toph's eyes were always open.
Were they though?
Yes.
If they were open, she could see.
No.
Yeah.
She
That's
was
how that worked.
blind.
They were blocked.
What is wrong with you
They
people?
were blocked in the metaphysical sense.
Anyway, what were you going to move on to? Because you had another one after
the
crime.
last one I was going to ask you was going to be I think I was going to say Zoids.
Zoids?
Yeah.
I think I would like to be a scrapper, like in Zoids, not Chaotic Century, New Century, I believe it was called.
It was New Century.
Bit was he was like a salvager. He would dig up what he could.
So you're not the guy in the cat.
He became the guy in the cat.
Well, I know he became the guy in the cat, but would you become the guy in the cat? Or are you just the guy who goes, yeah, it's cool, but no.
If Destiny called me like it did him, I would absolutely be the guy in the cat.
Does she have to be dating Destiny, or can we give her another stripper name like Cinnamon?
You can give her whatever name you want, but if she's going to give me a Liger Zero, I will call her daddy.
I think whatever. I think if you pay enough for it, she'll call it whatever you want, my man.
You're probably right.
Yeah, Oh God, what happened? This was supposed to be a nice podcast. This is supposed to be a family show.
It is a nice podcast, but do you ask me?
Zoid?
Do you ask me about Zoids because would you want to be like one of those people on the Blitz team? Would you want to be in the ranking?
Who doesn't want to be in the big angry robot cat?
Well, maybe the person who'd want to be in the big angry velociraptor
Wasn't there a
or
rhino?
or bison.
I remember a rhino. Was there a rhino?
I think there were rhinos and turtles and
So why the fuck would anybody want a turtle robot?
because they're very defensively protected.
Terrible. I would just like, hey, you want this turtle robot? I'd be like, I'd rather drink piss.
Hey,
Call me Bear Grylls.
It worked really well when they had the two turtles with the giant mega cannons on the backs and the one really fast one.
Yeah, but like
the Sykes.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
Sykes was
it the
cool,
Sykes?
but like the big turtles were like, you don't have to be like good at what you're doing. You just have to be like timing right and lucky. Big boom cannon like that. How boring is that? If I'm gonna go and get in a battle animal, it's gonna be a battle cat. I'm gonna be dodging laser beams.
You wouldn't want a wolf or a pterodactyl?
No, I want a laser cat, bro.
I might do it.
I want a super
That
vaporwave
Rhinos
laser
was
cat.
Fucking amazing.
I want my laser cat to look like Far Cry. Oh my God, what was the?
Your laser cat primal?
No.
Primal?
Far Cry Blood Dragon, like that weird vapor wave 90s style like Blade Runner bullshit that they made. It was like this short game. You would fight like giant robot laser T-Rexes. That's like the level of angry battle cat that I want.
That's terrifying.
What was the other thing we were going to talk about? There was like this one on the list we had. There was like a big thing at the end.
At the end, we were going to talk about debatables.
We didn't really talk about games yet.
But one of the things that I wanted to debate about is Mega Man.
Yo.
Mega Man, it's his job to protect people, and to he's actually his job was X was a maverick hunter. And so his job was to hunt down rogue Reploids, or the robots that were made to make lives easier.
Did not know this much about Mega Man.
But if Mega Man's job is to do this, that if X's job was to do this, doesn't that mean that he was built for it, and he's a robot, and as an object, is it really his job?
Well,
or is it his function?
Okay, so like, what's our
jobs-
definition of job here? Like, is it a task that you are given compensation to complete?
Yes.
Then I would say that if something is programmed or created to do a task, if we're going to define a job like that, then no, that is not a job. That is a function or a task that they've been given to complete. If they're not like being paid in the sense of you do this task and I give you money for it, that's a job. Prostitute Mickey has a job. Couple of Steamboat Willies. It's always fun. For you.
Okay, so Mega Man, not a job.
Not a job. He's
Not a job.
and also isn't he like half computer program?
He's
One of them is.
one of them was he was in a virtual. He was like a PET, a personal electronic
Toucher.
No. No. Anyway,
I watched that anime.
I'm talking about either Mega Man from like the old Made in Japan
I've
Saturday morning cartoon show.
I mean, maybe that, like the old school, like WB Kids at like 9 a.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah, that
ungodly
Mega
hour.
Man, he was also created by Dr. Light to make people, he was supposed to defend, he was supposed to help, because Proto Man went crazy.
have a
Proto
question.
Man was first, and his brother.
Is Dr. Light 0 calories?
Please stop.
Okay.
Normally I make the bad jokes like that.
I know. I'm trying to switch it up.
Why?
I don't know, man. I want to do something different. Variety is the spice of life, Math. You want a podcast all about eating weird stuff?
Oh, I'm worried about what might be today.
Oh, buddy, you I'm sorry. I tried.
Okay.
I didn't.
So eating things is definitely not a job.
I mean, what if it is though?
It could be.
Aren't there people who are like professional like eating champions? What are they doing for work right now?
They might be like engineers or
Yeah,
mathematicians.
like
or
I used to
regular
eat hot
have
dogs
regular
for money, but
jobs.
now I'm an electrophysicist. I got all that pork out of me.
It worked.
It did work. So like we haven't really talked about a lot of games. So I think we should dive into that a little bit more. I definitely would say like a lot of games come away from the trope of like other than playing like the Call of Duty or Halo, everything else is kind of like a little loose. So like Skyrim, Oblivion, all the Elder Scrolls series. Technically you are like a professional adventurer, but you can take it's not even really a profession. You have your skill trees that you can upgrade, and then you can join different guilds, but you are paid in regards for those quests and services. But it's like, it's such a weird mix because like I'm just running around in a cave killing Duragar and like, you know, stealing health potions and eating wheels of cheese. And on the next hand, I'm taking this mission that I'm getting paid like 5,000 gold to go kill this werewolf.
But the difference is it something you're doing? Are you exploring on your own, or did someone be like, hey, go get this for me from in there?
It's a mix of both, because like when you're doing like the guild quests, that's like you are being given a task by the guild that you are a part of to complete with compensation. So I feel like that's doing a job, but not necessarily having a job. And I think that might hit where the distinction is with like the freelance.
Where you're basically a mercenary. You do what people hire you for.
Like Berserk.
Berserk was a wonderful anime.
Yeah, freelance warrior, but like a mercenary. You get paid while you're doing the job, but if you're not doing the job, you don't have a job. You know, you can't really be a mercenary if you're not like doing a mercenary job.
I mean, didn't he join an army?
He joined a mercenary company, a band of mercenaries.
So he had a job, even though they didn't.
I mean, yeah, so like where's the distinction? Is a mercenary while he's not mercenarying?
Yes.
Or is he just a brigand?
It's a profession as long as you can walk up to him and be like, hey.
I mean, yeah, a stripper's not doesn't stop being a stripper when she goes home. She's still a stripper.
I mean, hey, I heard you were a mercenary. If I give you $500, can you defend me for the next week?
Hey, I heard you're a stripper. I'll give you $500. Can you entertain me for the next week? It's the same thing, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a change of services and tender in that order.
Yeah, but I don't like that you keep trying to relate it to a stripper. This is an anime and gaming.
Matt,
thing.
I'm trying to give
How many
you-
games do you know about being a stripper? Don't answer that.
Most Grand
Don't
Theft
answer
Auto
that.
games, a lot of Japanese games.
I said don't answer that.
I've seen your Amazon wish list. It's dirty.
Anyhow.
So into that, so we talked about Halo, we talked about Call of Duty, we talked about Elder Scrolls. What about like
Fallout.
Fallout's definitely like survival. You don't have a job. You have tasks, and you mostly loot corpses for soda bottle caps. You don't get paid money.
I found a lot of pre-war money.
Yeah, it ain't worth nothing.
Depends on where you bring it.
I mean, that's fair. Even to like the weird games like Sonic, what's his job? What does he do? You know, I've never seen him poop.
Sonic is a hedgehog.
Yeah, I know. He just runs around. He's got shoes.
He doesn't need a job.
What does he do? How does he buy shoes?
He found them.
Yeah, but like that one pair of shoes is gonna wear out. He runs a lot.
He does.
How does he afford all those shoes?
Maybe he's a cobbler.
Well, how does he eat?
He's
So
a
he has a
hedgehog.
job. He's a cobbler. He gobbles his own shoes. That's his job. He sells his shoes to himself. He just keeps handing back and forth the same ring, just gnawing on it. He's not actually running around. He's like just twitching in a dark room somewhere, just gnawing on a ring. He is actually just a hedgehog. But he thinks he's a blue hedgehog because some kid spilled paint on him. That's really all it is.
That's really awful.
Yeah, rolling around at the speed of sound.
No.
Yeah, I got places to go.
Please don't sing.
Okay, I won't. Man, we just really talk
What
about
about
anime a ton.
Metroid?
Metroid?
I would say that's a job. That's
I
like
don't
a space
actually-
bounty hunter.
yeah, I don't even-
Wasn't
I've never
was
played it.
Samus a space bounty hunter?
I think I've never played it. I
Never played
have
any
no idea
Metroid
of the
game?
backstory of Metroid.
Okay. Star Fox.
He was a military pilot.
Absolutely.
The Ace Star Fox Wing. You're going down in the Battle of the Bands, Star Fox.
What about Mario?
He's a plumber.
Exactly.
You know, for all the times I hear Mario's a plumber, I've never like played like Mario Plumbing. Where is that game on the Wii?
I played Mario Doctor. Dr.
Dr. Mario.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Here, take these pills. He's American doctor. Damn Italians.
What is your problem?
I don't know, man. I'm in a mood today.
You really are.
What about okay, so like what about the more odd games? Like what about Devil May Cry?
He had a job in the first one.
What was he, a pizza delivery boy?
I just knew that he did jobs for hire. He was like freelance. He sat at a desk and answered a phone.
Oh,
And
he's
when
like a temp.
Yeah.
Okay.
When people called him, he was like, "Yeah, I'll do that."
I find a lot of the time too, like in video games and in
That ended real quick though.
yeah, no, of course he had to go fight demons.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like a lot of times when you get into the games, it's like just so in
Resident Evil.
focused. Yeah, Resident Evil, like but they're also military for the most part.
They were stars, and then
yeah.
BSAA.
Yeah,
And
whatever the hell Shiva was.
Sheva was BSAA.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so that military again.
Well, anti-bioterrorism.
Whatever. I mean,
organization.
it's a military-esque organization. What else we've got? Okay, so like a newer one, Ghost of Tsushima. That's an odd one because
It is an odd
you
one.
do get money and you do buy things, but he is like the only thing he needs to survive is revenge and to free his people.
I feel like that you needed more than that.
I can't actually recall the cutscene in the game where you saw him eat something.
Did you ever need a potion of any means of restoring your health?
He would punch the side of him. Like he would just go like you'd be in the fight and your health would go down. You would hit like left on the tab and he just go "Ugh," and he just hit himself in the rib and your health would come back. It's like it's actually I guess it's like a trick to like kind of like start yourself back up. It's not really like healing. It's just like I take it.
Okay. What about I think I remember seeing him praying at certain like
That was all just like side stuff. So he'd pray at the shrines of Inari to get charms. He would pray at the Shinto shrines to get.
So we need shrines and charms.
He would
so
also
far.
get charms from the shrines. You could find like hot springs to take a bath in, haiku spots to write poems.
Okay, so he needs water. He needs paper. He needs ink.
Stop. Yeah, no. Actually, everything was already there. Everything you need was already at the place. You
How
went to.
convenient.
Yeah, Japan was cool like that back in the day. They just left shit everywhere. Yeah, just use it. We'll come get it later. You know, they pick up the whole hot spring and just like pack it in a bag.
What kind of you know what Capsule Corp technology?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
let's talk more about that.
That would be fucking wonderful too.
Yeah, I think
I would work for Capsule Corp.
Oh,
I mean, it
dude.
would be scary to know that at the top that Vegeta was there, but
yeah.
at
Honestly,
any given time, your whole office could explode.
bro, I'd be more afraid of like, oh, I'm carrying my house around in my pocket and like my pocket pushes the button and then I'm dead. I get crushed like the Wild Witch of the West. The Wicked Witch. I said Wild Witch.
The Wild Witch of the West. No, that's a different one.
Haw.
Anyway, I'm sure there's safeties on the Dino Caps.
I would hope so.
In fact, in Dragon Ball, I think she kept them in a box.
Yeah, she
so
had
that
them in a
that
little-
couldn't, so that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, but like, Matt,
You just keep them in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, like, how often do you keep things in the box you got them in for carrying it around?
Honestly, I keep all
You're
of
running
my.
late. You got to put your house in your pocket before you go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't put my house in my pocket, but it'd be nice if I could pack my car up into a box this big that I could just keep in my pocket, and I wouldn't have to pay for parking or anything like that.
Would you put weird stuff in like the capsule?
caps- absolutely.
Like a tiger.
No,
Why not?
because it's not a Pokeball.
How do you know? What if it's the same tech?
You're not supposed to put people in them.
Did they say that at any point?
I feel like if I did, that person would die, and
I don't think
would be
it's canon,
charged
bro.
with murder.
I think you just shrink a person down
No,
and then you put them in the capsule.
that would be a supervillain. They would have
No,
used
wouldn't.
that as a supervillain.
That's how you do Pokemon.
No, they would have.
That's
used
Dragon
that
Ball
as-
Z's Pokemon.
No.
They just go get dinosaurs from the weird planets and put them in the capsules, and then they just wing them.
Why are dinosaurs still a thing?
I don't know. There were dinosaurs in Dragon Ball Z though. I think he killed a T-Rex in Dragon Ball and ate it. I don't know. That was a long time ago.
It was a while ago, but he did. He would cut a piece of the tail off.
Yeah,
every
and he ate.
day. Just
Yeah. Yeah, so you remember that happened. Okay. There's so also too, like, I think we narrowed it down to, like, most of the stuff that doesn't have a job is either like
survival
or education. Yeah, so like anybody who's in high school does not usually have a job if they're a main protagonist. Sometimes they'll have one, but it's like, why do you care to put that in? Like, it's not really plot sufficient, so it doesn't make it in.
I want to bring up one of my favorite animes actually right now, Gurren Lagann. Nobody had it. They all had jobs, but it wasn't really
they
for
were
money.
Assigned tasks.
They were tasks because it was, hey, you're good at this, do this so we can all not die.
Yeah, pretty much. And then like they were. So I want them. Was it the gay guy with the green hair who customized all the Gundams?
Leron.
Yeah, like because I remember like one guy had like spiky hair, and then his robot also had spiky hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was he in charge of like customizing all the robots?
What the Leron?
Yeah. He was like the main mech guy, wasn't he?
He would customize. He would modify them for various occasions.
Bro,
he would upgrade them.
Style.
He would style them.
Isn't that wild? He's like, we don't have a lot of materials, but I'm gonna make sure that this robot gets pointy sunglasses because the aesthetic.
I would love to make sure that a giant. If I was a Gundam pilot, I would be like, yo, give me some motherfucking sunglasses.
Matrix sunglasses. That's what my Gundam gets.
Oh man, Men in Black.
Yeah. Just drop down. Now he looks super cool in space, but I can't see out of the viewport. It's just pitch black. I die. I look cool doing it.
Hey, we told you not to look at the sun. I'll look at the sun if I want.
Right. I also feel like too, like a lot of the older based ones. So like, Inuyasha.
Inuyasha.
That's a good talking point because like
she was a student.
She was a student. Kagome was a student. Inuyasha was just some asshole.
He was a demon.
He was just an asshole. Moroku had a job, but he was a monk, and he would do like there were some instances where he would perform
services.
Yeah,
he would also blackmail people various times.
Yeah, because he was also a crook.
But which we argued is a job, not the pervert part, but the crook part.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're like swindling people out of their money professionally, if you could support yourself on it, it's a job.
I bet he could have.
I mean, I think he did, and then.
And when that didn't work, he always had the monk thing.
What was the other girl with the
Songo?
Songo with the fire cat.
Kilala.
Yeah, Kilala. Wasn't she just like a demon slayer?
She was a demon slayer.
Was it a job though?
It was a job. They were just like ninjas. They were hired out to other villages
to go slay demons.
To slay demons for them.
That's wild.
It is wild.
And she had a big cat and a giant paper boomerang.
It was a giant wooden boomerang.
That
was broken like paper because it was made of wood.
That was so funny. Like I always thought, I'm like, what the fuck? How are you a demon fighter and you have a goddamn boomerang? Who do you think you are, Crocodile Dundee?
I thought it was badass.
I thought it was dumb as hell.
Fucking cool.
You know, it was cool when Moroku was like, I got a black hole in my hand. I can't masturbate. And then he just sucked everything in. That's why he was such a horn dog. He can't do anything with his hands.
Oh man, that's awful.
How does he bathe?
He still had his other hand.
Oh yeah, it was only the one hand.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe he was just bad.
I loved in the first movie how the other chick was like, I can copy your power. Hey, check it out. I'm going to make it bigger and make you weak as nothing. And then got sucked into her own black hole.
Yeah, like, haha, dumbass. There's a limit. Oh, boy.
But he did have a job. I would say that in that time, in the feudal Japan, that monks were actually, they were probably compensated well for their services.
Probably, because everyone was like, oh no, spooky, scary gaijin, or whatever. I don't know Japanese.
Demons.
Yeah, Oni, I think, is the Japanese equivalent.
Oni, I think Oni were spirits, angry spirits.
What about, okay, hear me out. Let's say you're in Naruto, or...
You said you're in, but okay.
Okay, stop it. Let's say that you find yourself in the world of Naruto, or My Hero Academia, or One Piece, like just some bullshit, crazy world. Let's say you just have like a general disgust for the nonsense that you're stuck living with forever because you're just a normal guy.
What if I wanted to be a duelist in Yu-Gi-Oh?
We'll get to that. What normal job would you have in a world of like absolute fantastical menagerie?
Oh my god, I wouldn't want.
Like you have to have it's a normal job. You can do whatever you want, but it's got to be like just like some basic bullshit.
I want to own a pet shop. Or a flower shop.
Matt.
Or something simple.
Matt, what illness do you have? What do you struggle with?
I struggle with animals.
No, asthma, right?
Yes.
And what do you have in your pocket most times?
An inhaler.
And you want to either own a pet store or a flower shop.
Yes.
In this world, do you also not have asthma, or do
Yes.
you still have asthma?
It is a world where I do not have asthma or allergies.
Okay.
Because I'm allowed to be a regular person.
I totally get that. Yeah, you get to be just a standard level person. Nothing wrong with you. You're just a guy.
Exactly.
You got regular hair color, and if you stand too far in the background, you do not have a face.
It would be really nice to have a pet shop where I'd be able to actually pick up animals.
This turned out more heartwarming than I originally assumed it would be.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, what about you? Menial job.
Menial job in a super world. I feel like if I couldn't be whatever powered person, I would feel like I would try to work in a support role to
Like a police
assist those
officer?
people. Well, maybe because in My Hero Academia, they still have police officers because they're still regular people doing crime.
Yeah.
But ninjas, right? You know, if I was let's say I lived in the Leaf Village and I don't have the ability to make big bang chakra times, I would become a blacksmith to make primo ninja weapons, or I would become a freaking scroll smith who learns all these jutsu that I can never do and perfectly imprints them onto scrolls for ninjas to buy, or whatever. I become a doctor exclusively for ninjas, but I don't know medical ninjutsu, but I know surgery, you know? Because I don't remember ever seeing Tsunade or Sokka or Lady Chio slicing people up and taking out oh, my appendix is on fire, you know?
Oh, well, let's toss that. That's gonna
Yeah,
blow
where's
up.
the ninja dentist? They just all had perfect teeth.
That was part of the jutsu.
Yeah, perfect teeth jutsu. They get it when they're babies. It's implanted into the back of their skulls like a microchip.
That's
We're
terrifying.
all in the Matrix.
Oh man.
Take the red pill or take the blue pill.
Can I take the green pill?
You could take them both, and then it'll make you feel green.
Perfect.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Don't say that.
Put the lotion in the basket. So yeah, a support specialist.
On that note, yes, crime is absolutely a job.
I mean, yeah, an art thief or a guy who kicks kittens and then
Or kidnaps some people and keeps them in his basement.
you don't make money from doing that though. Unless you ransom them, but then you got to deal with I don't know, man. I think certain crimes are a job, like Mission Impossible or the Now You See Me gang or Fast and Furious. But you can't be an axe murderer and profit unless you're the Iceman and you're just a contract killer. I can't read Spanish.
He's just mad. He can't read it all now.
Just-
I started learning and he started losing the ability to.
Yeah, I think he's just sapping my intelligence score. I think I've didn't pass a wisdom check on a real low key spell, and now he's just fucking me.
He might be, but moving on.
Moving on. I think we need to talk about where you can find us on the reg, my man.
Absolutely. We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on
Spotify.
Spotify. We're actually even on YouTube. We look great on there, by the way.
We also have a website, which I think we look a little bit better on, but I think that's just because we can edit that a lot more heavily.
I would be willing to assume that.
Yeah. We got Twitter. We got, I think, a Snapchat. We got your FetLife profile.
Please don't tell people my profile name.
It's Big Matt Daddy 6969.
That's not a real name. That's not. Please don't anybody look for that.
The
There's going
worst
to be
part-
somebody really bad who has that actual name.
You know what the best part about this is, Matt?
What?
You actually do have a FetLife profile. You're welcome.
Oh my god!
Everybody starts sending those requests in tomorrow.
I can't wait to meet you, ladies. Since it's too late now.
Yeah, no, hey man, just lean into it. Just lean into it like a car crash.
What?
You just gotta lean into the skid, my man.
After this night's over, if you want to send me the info, I'll put it up on the screen and post.
Oh, for sure. I'll get
my
you that
God.
link, my man. I got it. I'm gonna actually make it for real now.
Oh man.
Oh, Matt, we're gonna get some fun emails. We're gonna make a Matt's kink email at gmail.com.
Oh man.
I gotta get that too. But yeah, guys, so we're available in all those spaces. Check us out on Facebook, like all of our pages, share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell people who you don't like, tell your coworkers, tell the mailman, for Christ's sake. I don't care. Just get it out there for us. We're all word of mouth, really no advertising at this point, and we just want to get some more people on the crew. Do we have like a weird name for our fans? MAWAM Bams? No, I don't like that.
No.
It's like a John Travolta, just bleh.
We'll come up with something. Leave a comment.
Yeah, actually, if you want to leave a comment or just kind of give us an idea, just shoot us some stuff. But I think that's all the time we have for today. He's Matt. I'm Andy.
And this was Matt and Andy with Andy and Matt.
All right. Well, have a good night, everybody. Tip your waitress.
And join us next time.
Don't eat day-old cheese.
Really? That's your tip?
Well, if you leave it on the counter and mold,
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
you don't get an upset tummy. It's too much curry.